Hello everybody, and welcome to this kinda sad video. Now, on May 9th is when I actually lost the account, and as some of you may know, I made a community post on May 10th saying that within 3 to 5 days I would make this video. And of course, here we are on May 21st. So I do apologize for this video being so late. I guess better late than never, but I do wish that I had not delayed this video so much and would have just gotten it done earlier. But with that being said, this video, there's three things I want out of this video. One, I want to explain how I lost my account and how that whole situation went down. Two, I want to emphasize if any of you do not take your security seriously, learn from my lesson and take it seriously, because just one mistake, or if you don't take it seriously, you could lose a lot of important things. So it's important. And lastly, I wanted to go over a kind of crazy story that happened a bit after I lost my account. And I'm going to go more into it obviously later into the video, but basically I was able to get back into my account for a couple hours. I'm not able to get it back, but I did somehow manage to get into my account. So that was pretty cool. With that being said though, I just want to start with how I lost my account in the first place. So it was Thursday, May 9th. I had one last final left before I was done with the semester. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do it yet. I was just procrastinating and I just got on Hypixel quickly. I just wanted to hop on Skyblock. I wanted to do my chocolate factory and check my garden pests. If any of you play Hypixel Skyblock, you know what those mean. And I get a friend request from someone in a Bed Wars lobby, and they asked me if I wanted to play Bed Wars. And usually I would not want to, but since I was procrastinating, I was like, well, why not? I'll do a couple games. I joined their party. They ask if I want a Discord call, invite me to a Discord, and it has a verification thing. And of course, you might be able to see where this is coming, because even I knew that this is a type of thing that happens, and I still did it anyway. It asked for my username and my Gmail, which if something ever asks for your Gmail, never, ever, ever, ever put it in, like, do that on Discord. Unless there's some other reason for it, but I can't really think of a reason unless it's like linking with your school Gmail or something like that. And I guess just a combination of like the procrastinator mindset and just not thinking about it at the time, I put my Gmail and I asked for the code, and I was really stupid. I put the code, account's gone. I could not tell you why I did that. I know about these scams. I just wasn't thinking, and it was just really dumb of me. So, account was gone. At that point, I spent a few hours trying to get in contact with Microsoft, but if any of you have tried to deal with Microsoft, you may know it's pretty much impossible to get in contact with a real human. It's really frustrating, and all they really have for getting your account back is a form where that you put as much information as you can and it'll tell you if you can get your account back. But of course, the person who took the account changed the password, changed the email, changed the backup phone number, and I didn't really have like any purchase history or anything like that, so I just don't have enough info to get it back. Now, of course, the most important lesson here, two things. One, never put your Gmail into Discord. It's never a good idea unless there's some valid reason. Just do not do it. I know I already said that earlier, but it's so important. There's so many scams involving that. Just do not give your Gmail or really any login information into Discord. If you're verifying a Minecraft account, they should never need anything besides like maybe just your username in game. That should be about it. And the other thing too is make sure you have two-factor authentication on for everything. I thought I had two-factor authentication on for my Microsoft account, but it turned out that I didn't. I had it on for my Gmail that was used for my Microsoft account, which made me think that I had my Microsoft account all good, but obviously that was not the case. And two-factor authentication is seriously one of the best things that you can do because it basically just means that you have to physically put a code and confirm that it is actually you getting into your account, which obviously would have prevented all of this. So if you want a suggestion for one, me and my friend are now using Google Authenticator. That was one that they recommended to me after this all happened because, of course, I buckled down and I strengthened my security. So, but really any authenticator app, just please have two-factor authentication on things. The next thing that I wanted to talk about after the security things was how I'm able to play Minecraft now. Of course, I have a new account, but I really have to thank one of my friends an incredible amount for giving me a new account on that had actual Hypixel stuff. So my friend knows that I like to try to get pretty much all of my achievements myself. I really don't like to accept help whenever we're playing like servers and things like that. I want to get everything myself. And they said I could either get one of their accounts that had pretty much nothing on it and grind everything myself, or they had one that had level 218 on Hypixel, over 250 stars in Bed Wars, and also had a little bit of stuff on Skyblock. It had some like 2 billion net worth, some basic skills, and as much as I did consider maybe just restarting on a fresh new slate, I just couldn't pass up the option to actually have some stats on Hypixel, some of what I grinded up previously. Because having level 218 actually means that there's a chance that I might be able to get back up to the Black Plus and things like that. So I am so incredibly thankful to him for literally giving me a whole, not just a whole Minecraft account, but one that actually already had stuff on it, and like a pretty good amount of stuff on it for completely free. So I'm not gonna like share their name or anything, but to that friend, I am forever grateful. Now, of course, one other thing I wanted to talk about is how I even found out where my account went after this whole ordeal happened in the first place. So, after I lost my account, the person who stole it messaged me on Discord and said that I could buy the account back for $250 if I wanted. And as much as I could afford that, to me, I just realized it wasn't worth it. I talked it over with my friends and we just kind of realized it's not worth that much money to me to get my account back. Even though I had my dream username of GlazedDonut and all the Hypixel stuff, I just had to let it go. And the thing is too, I don't even think they would have given the account back anyway, because I ended up finding out that the account was being sold for $300. So they probably would have just taken the money from me and just sold it on the Discord. I have absolutely no faith in them to be truthful about anything. Now, the way I actually found out my account was being sold on a Discord was pretty interesting. While I was on call with my friends, I got a random Discord friend invite, and I figured, screw it, I'll accept. I figured they probably had malicious intent, wanted to try to sell me the account for more money or something like that. But it turned out that it was actually just a guy who had lost their brother's account and were just trying to help people locate their account and tell them where their account ended up being sold. So they sent me a Discord invite to the server it was being sold in, showed me the account information, and also said that I should try to get my account security ban on Hypixel, which unfortunately isn't really possible. I did contact Hypixel, but they can't just security ban an account just because you request for it, just because they're such a big server. But I I was just shocked that this random person was just being so nice as to tell me where my account was just because they had been in that situation prior. Now, going forward, I'm going to be referring to the person who gave me the new account as friend one, and then there's going to be a second friend that ends up joining the call. I'm going to just call them friend two. Again, I just want to keep them anonymous, so just hopefully that's not too confusing. Now we get onto the part where I somehow get back into my account. And this is the really interesting part. And of course, this is the part of the video where the background footage actually comes into play. So if any of you have ever played Hypixel Skyblock, you might recognize that I was on Hypixel Skyblock for this and transferring a ton of items from one profile to a couple of alts. And the reason for that started out with me and my friends starting to play modded after. So after I got the new account, which, by the way, the new username is GlazedDonut, so if anyone was wondering, I just let my friend pick a new username for me. I actually kind of like that new username, but I do have an idea of what I'm going to change it to once the 30 days expires. But once I got onto this new account, we just decided to play some modded on Modrinth, and that's going to become important in just a second. So we maybe are playing for, me and friend one are playing for maybe 10, 15 minutes by this point, and then friend two joins the call, which this friend, just for some context, pretty much never joins calls except for seasonal achievements on Hypixel. Me and her have tried to get all of the seasonal achievements within like the last year, which actually kind of sucks because I literally only needed one summer achievement and I was completely done with everything, and now I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. But oh well, I shouldn't have lost my account. And she joins the call and has heard about the situation and just wanted to see what's up. So we kind of explain the situation, and then she's like, well, if you lost your account, how are you playing on it right now? And me and friend one were like, no. I lost the account, and then I'm now on friend one's account, his alt account that he gave to me. And she was like, what do you mean? You're literally on your account. And so we kind of went back and forth for a second. And eventually friend two was like, why don't you just check tab and look? And of course, with the mod pack, there was something else bound to tab key, so I had to go change that so I could actually press tab properly. And lo and behold, I was on GlazedDonut. Now, unfortunately, being on GlazedDonut, there wasn't really any way I could get my account back. I just was somehow like pre-logged in, and Modrinth just didn't recognize that I wasn't supposed to be on that account. So there wasn't any way to get my account back, but I realized, is there a way, like, can I actually log on Hypixel? So I switched to a different mod pack that just was like optimization stuff, because of course I couldn't join on like a full mod pack with all the mods, and I'm actually able to join Hypixel. So then the background footage is about an hour and a half of me and both friends literally just going through my entire skyblock and just getting rid of everything. I just traded all the items with them. They put it on a different co-op that they created. I gave all the money away, spent any extra money that couldn't be traded because of trade limits, and just got everything off of the profile. Now, I wish I had also deleted the account after, because I did have quite a few level 50 skills and stuff like that, but unfortunately I didn't. I didn't think about that at the time. But it was still really satisfying and honestly really fun to just go through and completely obliterate the net worth of my profile. It was such a fun night to just look back on all the things that had happened on that profile over the years and just in a way say screw you to the person who took the account. Obviously, like, this isn't going to make them take that much of a hit to their income from selling accounts. It seems like they make quite a bit off of this, but it was just really satisfying and also just gave closure. So after we had done that, unfortunately, there was still more I wanted to do. The main thing I wanted to do was get myself banned. And originally I thought about just getting a hack client, but I realized, oh, wait, I wouldn't be able to log in on a hack client. So we're trying to think about ways to get me banned, but we thought, okay, let's just first swap to a mod pack that had Optifine, and with that I could just remove my Optifine cape, get a little more of the value off the account, and unfortunately by the time I'd closed it, it had already been too long and I wasn't able to get into the account anymore. which sucked because there was more I wanted to do to make the account even less valuable. But at the end of the day, it was still quite a W because my account went from being literally worth 12 billion coins to being worth 21 million. And those 21 million were all just a couple items and talismans that I just left on the profile because they were all soulbound and just couldn't be sold. Which I guess technically I should have just dumped those somewhere, but I figured, screw it. The account is so devalued at this point that, like, who cares? So yeah, that was the last time I got to be on the GlazedDonut account. I also got to see that I got to day 716 on my daily reward streak, which is literally almost 2 years of doing a daily reward every day. And now that's gone, but besides that, the account is probably forever gone, unfortunately. Now, after all of this had gone down, I ended up sending a couple of messages to the person who took the account and sent screenshots of the account completely wiped of all its net worth and put some semi sarcastic kind of messages being like, "Oh, what happened to all that net worth? I thought this account was worth $300." Which was kind of satisfying, even though obviously, like I said, it probably pretty much put no hit on their like weekly income from selling accounts. But after that had all gone down, the next day the person who had told me where my account was on Discord ended up messaging me saying that my account was no longer listed. But it also wasn't in the sold section of that Discord because there was a section for accounts being sold and there was a section for the accounts that actually had the sales completed. So I messaged the person. I was like, did you have to unlist the account because of the fact I still have access? And they were like, no, I sold it. I just don't have a room in the sold section anymore, which I think is malarkey. I don't know what that means, that you run out of room for it and they said it was because they're on mobile. So I don't know what all that was about, but I was hoping that maybe I had scared them from selling the account and I could buy it back for really cheap just so they could get something out of it. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. And I've been checking periodically. The name has not been changed on the account and it hasn't been on Hypixel in the last like 10 days. So at this point, I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to get the username or the account back. I was really hoping that some crazy miracle could happen, but I mean, obviously I just have to accept it's gone. But at the end of the day, in the midst of how devastating and frankly embarrassing this whole situation is, it could have been a lot worse. I still got to, go on my account one last time, say goodbye to all my stuff. I also still have pretty much all of my Skyblock things from that profile. I got to keep my entire year one to whatever year we're on in Skyblock now cake collection that cost me like hundreds of millions, probably like over 1 billion coins and things like that. So I got a new account that has pretty decent stats on it for free, which again, thank you so much to Friend One for that. Literally, the made this whole situation just so much better for me. And I still get to speedrun like normal. I mean, going forward, nothing's going to change speedrunning wise besides the username. I'm still going to be doing the practice runs every day. I'm still going to be grinding for any percent and all advancement PBs, doing all the normal stuff. So the only thing that's really changed is just my Hypixel stats and, of course, the username, which do really suck, but it could have been a whole deal worse. So with all that being said, thank you all for being here. If you watched the whole video, this one was probably not as well edited, and I try to do this one more as just like a couple of takes type of thing, just a little more conversational. So just wanted to get all the info out there about what happened to my account, and please be safe out there, everyone. I'll see you in the future practice runs.